Hi, this is Carrie Brownstein.
This is DJ Premier.
This is Darren Aronofsky.
You got the RZA right here.
Rose McGowan.
Radiohead.
Aisha Tyler.
Tribe Called Quest. Fred Armisen.
Prince Paul.
Javier Munoz. Seth Meyers.
Frankie Cosmos.
Flying Lotus.
Hi, we're Chaim, and you're listening to the Talkhouse Podcast.
What's up? What is up? I'm Amelia Einhorn. Welcome back to the Talkhouse Podcast. Today I'm joined from Chicago by
Josh Modell, executive editor. What's up?
Hey. Josh, this is the second talk we have broadcast from the fantastic Life is Beautiful Festival. Today's conversation features Talkhouse faves Sylvan Esso in conversation with Saturday Night Live writer Anna Drezen.
Yeah, we recorded this episode at the Life is Beautiful Festival in Las Vegas back in September. An amazing, warm, beautiful music and comedy and art festival. We were able to record at a place called National Southwestern Recording in the back of 11th Street Records, right in the footprint of the festival. So we were right in the middle of the action.
I wasn't there, but it looked absolutely beautiful. And from the second that Sylvan Esso and Anna walked into the studio, they got on, as they said, like a house on fire. Sylvan Esso were posting pics backstage from SNL exactly 1 week after meeting Anna when she brought him on.
Yeah, this is one of those episodes where the speakers didn't know each other in advance, but we asked Anna who she might be interested in speaking to that was playing at the festival, and her first choice was Sylvan Esso. She was a big fan. So this is one of those episodes where they're kind of getting to know each other, and you can feel the love beginning. And obviously, as you see at the end of the episode, Sylvan Esso decides to extend their upcoming New York trip in order to hang out with Anna at Saturday Night Live.
I love it. Well, this is the second time that Sylvan Esso have joined us on the Talkhouse Podcast. They were first on with their pal and collaborator, Helado Negro. Josh, I would say that amongst Talkhouse staff, they really are a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, definitely with me. I'm a huge fan. You know, in case people don't know, they're a duo. They're currently based in Durham, North Carolina. And they kind of make this wonderful mix of electronic pop and really smart indie pop. You know, it's very sort of danceable and high energy, but at the same time, super, super smart.
Now, they came out of bands that you might not expect to make music like that. Amelia came from Mountain Man and Nick from Megaphone.
Yeah, and he's also a guy who produces solo instrumental hip-hop under the name Made of Oak. So it's definitely kind of a weird bunch of ingredients that gelled to make something really incredible. And I think, you know, Sylvan Esso is clearly the biggest thing that either of them has ever done. They were nominated for a Grammy last year.
They just dropped a cool collabo single with Collections of Colonies of Bees. It's actually a cover of the Caliphone track Funeral Singers. That's their most recent. But Josh, one of the top records of 2017 was their most recent album, What Now? I absolutely adored it.
Definitely. Amazing record. One of my favorite of that year. No question.
From that record, let's hear the track, The Glow.
So alone in the snow and feel singing just to me only. I remember the glow. Oh, I remember the glow. Yeah, I remember the glow.
Josh, you catch a little microphones reference there?
I did. It's great. It's kind of like this electronic pop song that's shouting out their indie rock roots.
I love it, man.
I remember the glow.
Amen. Now, I'm pretty sure Anna Drezen remembers the glow, too. As I mentioned, she's a writer for SNL, and in that capacity, she received the 2018 Writers Guild of America Award for Comedy Variety Sketch Series. This is some serious talent. She's a member of the sketch group Gentleman Party, who have performed everywhere from Chicago Sketch Fest to the Museum of Modern Art.
Yeah, and she's editor-at-large for Reductress, which is a hilarious site. And as you'll see from this conversation, just a really funny person.
She really is. And, you know, this talk does take in some industry stuff. Josh, we hear about the similarities and differences around the professional lives of bands versus comedians. We hear about their worst gigs ever. And they talk about the emotional brutality of writing songs and pitching sketches at SNL. So there is that. But there's also a lot of just fucking hilarious riffing.
And even though being funny is not part of Nick and Amelia's job, they definitely keep up with Anna, and they obviously have a lot of fun together. Talking about egg sluts, Property Brothers fan fiction.
The problem with Steven Seagal flicks.
And we get to witness a fiery debate on whether it's appropriate to hula hoop at a Sylvan Esso show. Spoiler alert, it's not.
We also have a world premiere of Amelia's pro-bacon campaign theme song. So make sure to keep it locked for that.
Yeah, plug your ears, vegetarians. You're going to want some bacon after this.
I'm plugging my ears. The talk starts with all of them laughing about Talkhouse's sound check prompt. What did you have for breakfast?
Let's roll the tape.
Here's Amelia's line. For breakfast, I went to a place, unfortunately, called Egg Slut. and I ate an egg. Actually, I ate a thing that was called just slut.
Oh. Can you reenact you ordering it for us? What did you say?
I looked the man in the eye and said, "I'll have a slut."
Okay. And he said, white or wheat? Rye.
It actually comes with baguette.
Oh. That's unfortunate. Was it good?
It was really good.
Okay, good.
Yeah. What did you have for breakfast?
Oh, for breakfast. Hello, this is Anna. For breakfast, I had leftover chicken fingers from my bedstand in my bed.
Yum.
And that's that.
Were those aged overnight? I take
They
it?
were, yeah.
Okay.
In-house.
Yeah.
They were aged
Yeah.
in-house.
That's classy.
It felt great. I got
Yeah.
off the plane and immediately ordered chicken fingers in the Uber to the hotel.
That's
I
good.
do that all the time too.
Oh my God.
It's
it
my
was
favorite
perfect.
travel food.
It's so, I just got back into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken fingers are usually my go-to, or soups of all varieties.
Yeah, but a delivery soup sometimes it's like.
Thank you. See, this is my whole
It's
problem with the
spillover.
takeout soup is that it's, I feel like you're taking your life in your hands.
Unless it's takeout Chinese soup.
I feel like
If
that
it's
is
like
exactly the same.
no, it's not. If it's like a hot and sour soup, wonton soup, little dicey, usually good.
So dicey.
Hot and sour soup's fine though. You can't get takeout ramen though. That's fucked.
I do it all the time.
You do?
Really?
Yeah. All of my meals are delivered to me. I'm like the opposite of my grandmother.
Do you live in New York?
I do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Or where are you guys in LA?
No, we're in Durham, North Carolina.
Oh my God, my favorite murder is from there.
Exactly.
Yes,
Phoebe.
the owl
Team
theory.
Owl. I'm not Team Owl.
I'm not Team Owl either.
I mean, how crazy is it that a man kills his wife? Literally happens multiple times a day. Why are we still talking about it? He freaking did it. I'm sorry.
Super probably did it.
we drive through that neighborhood every day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it is
I
actually
imagine.
quite beautiful.
It's very affluent, yes.
The owls, though, they're everywhere.
You know, there are owls on our block.
Really?
I will. Yes,
There's
there
a barred
are.
owl on our block.
I knew there's many barred owls. I know because I was using my bird identifying app to figure out
Okay.
what call was happening,
And it comes out.
and then
And she's a bird girl.
and then I'm blushing. And then as I was making my phone play the barred owl's call, the barred owl answered the call.
Also,
I
keep
cried.
in mind, I'm just sitting
I
here
cried.
watching all of this happen.
What app is this? That's the best.
It's the Merlin Bird app by Cornell University.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Their
It's
ornithology
incredible.
lab has an app.
It's actually really cool
God.
because every time you ID a bird, it geotags its location, so it helps like see the migratory patterns of birds,
God, it's like Waze, but for birds. That's incredible.
but for the beautiful creatures.
That's so. Oh, we're gonna get on like a house on fire. This is great. Oh my God.
I want to circle back to the delivery ramen. How does
Oh.
that work exactly?
So they
do
just
the noodles
give you,
come separate?
They do. Yeah, you get your noodles and your dry goods in one bowl, and then your broth in the other container. Pour it in.
Oh, that's so
Okay.
dope.
Yeah, I used to get delivery pho, which is how you pronounce it. It
That
doesn't
seems-
ever feel right, but I do want to be correct.
Do they send you raw beef with that?
No, I usually get like a tofu situation.
Ah,
but
okay, all right.
They send it truly deconstructed. You have to put it all together. Like the noodles are in one thing.
So you're basically cooking.
You're yeah, that's what I say. That's what I scream when I put it together. I scream, I'm basically cooking
Yeah.
as I'm like manhandling bean sprouts with my hands.
Yeah,
Right.
you're ripping the basil apart.
Yeah.
You're-
I haven't washed my hands in hours, but I am going for it.
Yeah. Well, it's just you. I mean,
It's just me, and we're all going to die is the thing. That's
Darn
like
tootin'.
any moment.
Thank goodness.
anytime I eat with my hands and don't wash them, I immediately justify it by thinking about my own death and that it's going to happen.
I'm a dirt person. I'm a dirt, gross person.
My justification is that it makes you stronger. Because our immune system is totally based on taking in things that are going to hurt us and then building antibody,
But do you live in Brooklyn or
I do live in Brooklyn.
You live in,
I work in Manhattan.
yeah, you live in like the land of like true real dirt. Like you could get like, I too
Yeah.
lived there at
Yeah.
some points, and like you do feel like you are coming into contact with shit. At,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
at regular
You
intervals.
mean like literal, like human shit?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I live across from Prospect Park and I walk my dog there. and
very
after
nice
she
place.
poops, she likes to desperately kick and scrape the ground with all of her feet as close to my face as she can get it without me having her euthanized. I can tell she knows where the line is and she just tap dances on it. It's the only time she's happy is when she's trying to kick her own shit and dirt into my face.
Yeah.
What's this animal's name?
Oh, Ladybird.
Very
After
After the
First
famous
Lady.
film. Oh, no.
after the famous First Lady. Yeah, I got her before the movie came out. And then people would always say either the First Lady or King of the Hill.
It's gotta
Hank
be.
Hill's dog is named Ladybird.
Right.
But now it's the movie, which is great that I love the movie. Otherwise, I would have had to have her euthanized. Can't change her name. Sorry, she knows it.
That's true.
Are you guys dog owners?
no, we're
Are
on
you tour so much?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tour too much. But there's a dream of a dog that has actually changed the way that I refer to dogs. I have a dream of kind of a small, like a babka-shaped dog,
Kind of a trash
like
dog,
a real
right?
loaf, trash, like wiry, gross dog that I would
Perfect.
name Gherkin. And then I could call it Gurk for short.
Which
So now all dogs of that size, shape, and variety are called Gurks, which is wonderful when...
now it'll be like, oh, the real Gurk over there.
Yeah, look at that Gurk.
Wait,
Yeah.
can I show you a picture of my dog and you guys tell me if she's a Gurk or
Yes,
not?
love this,
yes,
yeah.
please. I'm
Okay.
so excited.
I mean, she's gorgeous in the face, but she is very much loaf type in the body.
Are we talking a serious mutt here?
She's a real mutt. She is like she's like a Rorschach when people look at her and they're like, oh, I have a beagle, or like my Chihuahua's just like her.
Oh, it kind of like invites projection.
Yeah, she well, this is an aerial shot of her body.
Oh, that's a total Gurk.
Yeah.
That's a Gurk dog.
Hold on, let me find.
Oh,
She's little.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
a real Gurk.
Yeah.
What a beauty.
She's a Gurk. The audio guys all say that it's a Gurk, which is great. This is her licking the face of a woman she just met at the airport.
Oh, that's
that's nice.
good.
It just occurred to me that if someone pets my dog, then their hands have been on her. And I realized it while I was kissing her head that like,
Everyone who touches you,
Everyone
you're kissing
touches
the
my
hand of
dog.
everybody who's
Yeah.
touched your dog.
But you live in New York, which is like, again, a high concentration of human filth
Yeah.
to begin with. I feel
My
like
friend
the
had
people who
actual shit
petted your
thrown
dog.
at her in New York once.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Where?
Outside of a YMCA.
That sounds right. That's what YMCA stands for, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
may crap
Yeah,
away.
beware
Why
Beware
did
of-
you throw the poop at
of
her?
flying
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Wow, it's so interesting to have it reflected back to me that New York is known for being disgusting because I hadn't appreciated that in a while.
Well,
and
it's
it makes
just one
me
of those
feel
places where
cool.
there's no nature to flush it away. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
all it's just all sitting there on the
there's
pavement.
rain.
Yeah,
and
but where does the
and-
rain go? Into a
and-
tube that we made and then out into the river, which is
Yeah,
now
but
gross.
the
It's
rain,
just like
the
and then
rain falls and then it washes
I don't know, man.
and the tube takes. No,
I
it's
think
real.
you need some nature around
This
you.
is
to,
making us sound like weird germophobe people.
I'm
which
not.
Is
That's,
not
I'm
true.
not a germaphobe.
Oh yeah,
I'm
we've
down
already-
with the germs. I'm just
Okay.
saying. I think it's. I'm admiring your courage as somebody who is hesitant about thinking about people who've petted your dog, and then thinking that's gross, but also being a resident of New York.
Yeah.
That must be kind of a daily battle.
It's all
I would
coming
imagine.
together. I do like that I can bring joy to people through my dog because I used to get really excited about seeing dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you, so you guys are musicians.
We are.
And-
We are. All three of our jobs are to bring joy to people. That's kind of nice.
Whoa. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Do you think, as a writer and teller of jokes, do you feel that that is part of your job?
It literally just occurred to me that when I do shows, there are people watching.
Just
What?
now.
Like I knew that I knew that because I can see them, but it just occurred to me that someone's day is going and sitting down and looking, and then I'm what they look at.
Oh my
I
gosh,
didn't-
that's so nice. Really?
I didn't know this.
You mean you were just up there being like,
I thought
I'm
they
just
were
telling-
just-
I'm doing the stuff.
I thought they were sort of a
Like
a
Cylons.
projection. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Their humanity wasn't there for me. Like, I'm basically a murderer, and I needed for one of them to shout out, like, I have a son, his name is Evan. Like, I need for them to humanize themselves. Because to me, they're just like people who hate me.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. What's your relationship with the people who look at you?
So do you guys hate your audience too? Or?
I don't hate them. I just want them to like me, and I don't always trust that that's going to happen.
Oh,
but
100%.
it usually is. Yeah. What do you guys, when you're looking at a crowd, what do you tend to notice or look for? Or like what's impressions of?
Now it's different in that like we only really absorb like the first 20 rows of people. And so then you like pick out.
It's just a giant angry mass past
Yeah,
that.
and then it's or like people who aren't as interested. Or like it's like people who are kind of interested, and then at the way back like people who are hula hooping.
Which is its own kind of interest.
Oh my God. You guys are good hula hooping music. I do have to say you invite it.
All right. Well, I didn't. What does that even mean?
I've really fucking stepped in it now. So I was gonna say I don't know anything about music, but I looked at it and I have listened to you guys. You're on a playlist that I listen to when I'm at the airport.
Hula hooping.
And want to kill. Yes, I'm a hooper.
Big airport
hooper. We are not all a monolith. We are different. And we're all individuals.
You have a specific airport playlist?
Yeah. It's like on
that's
it.
Cool.
But so it's very soothing. Is that fair?
Thanks.
I feel soothed by it. I need a lot of soothing.
That's good.
And I don't know. I feel like it invites, maybe not hula hooping, maybe that's unfair. Like
no, but that's
rhythmic
real.
movement, like a sort of a
I'm down with rhythmic
not
movement.
very staccato.
Yeah. A loose dance.
Not a lot
maybe.
of moshing.
I think
No.
I have unchecked and unwarranted rage at the hula hoopers.
See, I'm
Let's talk
kind of
about
in.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandy's in.
Well, just real quick, before we get into your rage, I think a weird thing that happens when you make something and put it out there is that there's all these unintended consequences that come back to you. And it resonates in ways that you didn't think it was going to, or in ways that have nothing to do with your emotional life when you created it. Well, like, for example, when we started realizing that there is a giant like Instagram hula hooping population, which I didn't know was a thing, but of course it is because everything's
Amelia
a thing.
looks furious.
and that they were really into hula hooping to our
They do.
music,
They
which
love hula hooping.
it's got to be more than just anyway. So sorry.
It's got to be more than just what?
I can't imagine we're the only band.
Oh, I'm sure there are many other bands that deal with people hula hooping to them.
And it is, I will say, it's nice that they do it in the back.
It is
Very
nice that they do
sweet.
it in the back, but gosh darn it, they always bring these hula hoops that have like wild LED lights that make different patterns. So like when they like really start really hooping, you can see like heart patterns and little shiny ass rainbows and unicorns.
Think of how much money they've spent on their hoops.
Yeah, and this like tiny person in the
time that
middle
they
of
spent
it
making
being
these
like,
hoops.
and here I am,
Sorry, my
like
guess.
literally singing my tits off, like jumping up and down. Figuratively. I'm sorry. Okay. Strike two. You correct my English. And then you just said, not 5 minutes ago, before you talk about your rage, let me talk.
Fair enough. That is fair.
God, you guys must have a whole Tumblr community writing weird fan fiction about you.
Oh, no. No.
Oh,
I
baby.
haven't been on Tumblr in a long
don't
time,
know.
so maybe.
Every now and then I dip in, but only for like nice porn.
I'm really good at finding fan fiction written about real people.
Dude, have you fucked with the Property Brothers fan fiction? Because that shit is amazing.
I just didn't know we'd connect like this. I didn't know it would be so instant and so effortless. Oh my God. Do they fuck each other?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
they do.
absolutely.
It's so great.
Thank God.
There's only last time I checked, there was only like
Last time you checked?
Yeah, remember when you were there?
I do.
An alarm goes
I
up at
thought it
4
was
in the
like
morning. She
Yeah.
grabs her laptop, opens
I
it.
have a Google
checks.
search. Yeah, just a
Goes,
Google
nope,
search.
just the same too.
It was really nice because it was like a very graphic, beautifully written, like 7-chapter arc. And then the rest of it was just this guy responding to everyone being like, thank you so much for writing this. I have been looking, and him being like, thank you so much for reading. I'm so glad that you appreciate it.
Oh.
It's so nice.
God, that's gorgeous. I read a lot of Lord of the Rings fan fiction as a youth.
As a small.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, that was my entry into adult sexuality was hobbits.
Has that led to some weird stuff or?
No, just some normal stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
I took the weird route to normal.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice. What were we talking about? Birds? Wait.
talked
Oh,
about birds.
rage. Oh, the Hoopers.
The Hoopers.
The Hoopers.
Wait,
We
so
were talking about the Hoopers.
so when you're looking out, is it distracting?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
The main thing is, like, if you're going to go see someone, like, dude, what if someone was at your show hooping?
That I was literally just gonna say, I will know that I've made it when I look out at a crowd of alt comedy nerds wearing Dan Harmon t-shirts.
Yep.
And there's just a group of people in the back hooping their shit out.
Just having the best
Just
time.
hooping. And like instead of hearts, it makes like the Earwolf logo.
Yeah.
Or like
Oh,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
it says like
Face
working on
paint.
my night cheese.
Yeah.
Just like an LED. Like, yes, this is my crowd. I'm a
Yep.
superstar.
You've made it.
Yeah.
Last time we played Vermont, there was someone standing on a food bus, like a bus that had, like, not a food truck, but a food bus, doing like the poi, like the fire poi.
Oh,
Is that where they have the fire in the balls and
Yes.
it's on a string and they swing it around?
I went to school with a guy who does that
Yeah.
just all the time. He's always either in Wyoming or the rainforest or
My
doing
buddy's exactly
fire
the
things.
same. Yeah.
And I'm like, where's the money coming from?
poi.
My buddy who does that is a
Step 1,
programmer.
poi. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit.
My poi buddy is a also poi buddy. My poi buddy is a programmer.
Is this Dustin?
Yeah, who figured out that he could work from wherever he wanted. So now he just does he hikes the Appalachian Trail, and when you're on the trails, you meet a lot of Burning Man type people who are all really into the poi. And so he picked it up from
I didn't know that Dustin did poi.
but so he'll go and take for 3 months he'll
He's really hot.
he looks like Thor. He's
he does.
amazing.
He does. He looks like a thin Thor,
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah.
a svelte Thor, which is not the Thor of my dreams.
Svelte Thor, Dustin Poi. I
Poi
didn't
buddy.
know Dustin did poi. It sounds like a phrase from a language book. Like if you were learning to speak millennial artist. That's wild.
That Vermont show was very much, it almost felt like, I'm so sorry, I'm only saying this because I just rewatched it on cable in a hotel, but the scene in the second Matrix movie where
my
they're
dog.
all partying
Oh,
in the
yeah.
they're all dancing on the things and it's in slow motion and they're throwing each other up on the sheets, it was like that kind of
Where in
at that
Vermont
show.
was this?
Burlington.
I love Burlington.
I do too.
Us too.
There's
was
like a
awesome.
comedy club there.
Which
Really?
one?
Vermont Comedy Club. It's real fun.
Do you go on tour a bunch?
Not more now. I work during the year, and then on summer.
How long
on
is
summer.
the SNL season?
It's like the school year, so
Okay.
end of September to end of May. Wow. Yeah, so then I am aggressively not traveling, and then over the summer, this summer was the first one where I was really kind of bouncing around hotels and stuff for shows.
Yeah.
Do you bring pals?
I bring my dog. And she opens
It's
for
Amelia's
me.
dream.
She just repeats Lenny Bruce bits. It's really embarrassing. But no, I did bring a pal to a show in Providence and then in Boston, and it was so great.
Where'd you play in Boston?
It's Laugh Boston.
Totes.
It's a great club. But it was so neat. It was my first experience like bringing an opener somewhere that I was like, you come travel to do a show. It was so neat.
Oh, that feels good.
It's really
It was
cool
really
to be able to
great.
do that.
Do you guys do that?
Yeah.
Who do you like to, or who have you brought recently? Or
We went on a big tour in July, and we kind of did.
It's kind of piecemeal.
Yeah,
It
we
was
did like a
different
large
person every night.
variety of different people.
But it was all pals, which was really cool.
Yeah, but we brought our friend Jen from Wyoke. She has a solo project called Flock of Dimes, and she comes and opens for us.
She's been with us a
sometimes.
bunch of times now,
Yeah, different iterations.
which is great because she's just our friend. So she just rides on the bus with us, and we just hang
the
out for the
best.
whole time.
So nice. And then we brought our friend Roberto, who is Helado Negro, who's really awesome.
so great. It was so much fun. I like forgot that then I got to have a friend, and it was like, I just kept telling him like, this is vacation. We're on vacation right now.
Yeah.
It's like we're going on vacation. with a friend.
I'm always fascinated by comedians just because I feel like choosing to do what we've chosen to do for a living, or even not even for a living, like when we both just made the decision a bazillion years ago that like this is what I have to do to be a person. It's such an intense like lifestyle choice, but when you're a musician, generally speaking, you get to share that with people. Like you're usually traveling around with a band or with a bunch of other people, and that's either good or bad, or usually a bunch of both.
Yeah.
But the thing that fascinates me about comedy is that you guys have generally made the same crazy decision to like write down your thoughts and feelings and then say them into a microphone to people. But it's almost entirely solitary, which seems like that seems so much more intense to me.
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not like a touring headliner by any means, so I don't. I mean, working at SNL, you're just around people all the time. It's
Right.
like being at summer camp, where like I will go home and sneeze and then get weirded out that no one says bless you, and then I'll realize that I haven't been by myself for like 7 days.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, traveling. That's why I bring my dog, honestly, because I'm like, oh, you're another set of eyes, you know? Like
Yeah.
I'm not just going to be my own crazy self in a hotel room,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Watching endless episodes of Law and Order.
I do love going to a hotel and watching TV in a hotel room.
Oh, it's
is
so
this a
nice.
basic thing to say? It's
No,
so
it's
nice.
awesome.
I worked in hotels for years and like never got to go in the rooms unless I was putting like a fruit basket in there. So it feels so luxurious to just like lie on the fucking bed
totally.
like a rich man's wife. Like it feels, I'm touching the pillow with my foot and nothing's going to happen to me.
Darn toot.
I've been watching a lot of Steven Seagal movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
Which
Steven
is-
Seagal.
Oh, he's so wild. Like
I
watching
know.
him talk and move through the world is really an experience.
Yeah, wild ponytail.
Also, I love
It's-
thinking about the version of America where he could be a star.
Yes, that's what I Googled. Why is Steven Seagal an actor?
Yeah.
And found an explanation.
What is the explanation?
He was an Aikido master and he was like this martial arts expert.
So he actually was. It wasn't one of the.
yes.
It wasn't like Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, where it's like kind of all fake. Like it was like.
It was real. I as I understand it, and I could be wrong, and I'm sure I'll hear from them. But he was at first a master, and then kind of became a movie person. But he had it, I think, in his contract that he never gets hurt or overpowered by anyone in any movie, regardless of whether they're holding a
yeah.
machete or like
Doesn't
a
matter.
machine gun.
That
he
is
just
true.
calmly moves them to the ground.
Yeah.
He doesn't get hurt.
He never gets hurt,
Yeah.
which is why many of his movies I found relatively lacking on the plot points because you're just watching him kick ass for the
It
whole
is
time. He
kind of
never
slowly,
falters,
too.
and there's never a low point. There's never a like, oh no, Steven Seagal, get up.
Oh no, he's
No.
tied to the thing. He's
Yeah.
got the cut across his forehead.
I started watching Under Siege, which
Yeah.
I was like joking about the plot on Twitter until I was like, look at this random movie. And they were like, that is his most famous movie. And it made like $300 million and they had a sequel to it, which is crazy because the plot is that he is a chef
Yeah.
on
A Cajun chef, right?
Cajun chef on which he plays every different kind of ethnicity in every movie.
Yeah.
Like he plays an Italian guy who's like, "Hey,
classic.
come on,
Yeah, they're all
I don't
like
want to
deep
have to do
caricatures.
karate."
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, but so he is like
you want
a
the fish
former.
shrimp a po' boy? Like he
Yeah,
really goes for it, right?
He fucking gasses it, and like no one is asking him to. It's like, you're Steven Seagal. That's why you're here. Like we're not looking for an accent.
Like he showed up the first day on set and he was like, also, I'm Cajun.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like
And
that
they
was
were
just
like,
it.
Great. He's stronger than anyone, so we have to let him do it. But so he like was a former Black Ops Navy guy who was then a chef, and he's wearing a chef's hat like a fucking Muppet. And Tommy Lee Jones plays a rock and roller, a musician like you guys.
Oh my!
Slash terrorist. So it's Tommy Lee Jones as a terrorist pretending to be a rock and roll guy. You have to watch the first 10 minutes of this movie.
So wait, so
That
he's a
sounds great. I
terrorist
implore you.
who is his guise
Yes.
is that he's a rock and
He's a rock and roll band. So it's
Yeah, like
rock and
Jem
roll
is
bands.
a superhero.
Right, of
Yeah.
course.
So like they have to get onto this like aircraft carrier to do a birthday show for the captain of the ship.
Which is all a ruse for an
Which is-
assassination.
Yeah,
or
so they're
something?
trying to like get on there and be terrorists or whatever. But Tommy Lee Jones' first lines in this movie are all like, "Hey, I love rock and roll. Where's the stage?" And like it is offensive. You guys should watch it and just think in terms of if someone showed up backstage at a gig talking that way, like guitar,
tattoos.
Yes, literally.
Here's the thing they kind of do, though.
Oh, well, please watch that and then we'll have like a full email conversation about it.
Yes, please.
Should we start another podcast where it's just our like commentary track? I've always wanted to start a podcast that was just commentary tracks to movies. So there'd be like a beep right at where you could sync it, and then you'd just play your own
like
commentary
Wizard
track.
People, dear reader.
But if we could just make our own, where it's just us watching Steven Seagal movies,
Specifically
maybe
Steven Seagal.
for the first, because I haven't seen them since I was a kid.
Or my favorite B movie of all time, Simply Irresistible, over and
Yeah,
over and over
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Have you ever seen Simply
No,
Irresistible?
what is it?
Oh boy, it is. Oh no, I'm gonna forget her name. Buffy.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yes.
It's a Sarah Michelle Gellar vehicle about a woman who works in a failing restaurant in Manhattan and who either puts on her deceased mother's magical cooking earrings or buys a magical crab from the farmer's market.
I have heard of this.
You're not sure which.
You're not sure which, and it is never resolved. But the crab does have multiple outfits.
Okay, my friend Hallie Kiefer, another comedian, was trying to get a group of female comedians together to watch.
It's one of my
Simply
favorites.
Irresistible.
It's
That is
amazing.
the craziest thing I've ever heard.
It's so good.
Does she cook the crab?
No, she does not. The crab escapes and lives in her kitchen.
Got it.
Yeah.
But it
and-
never
and
comes to it?
accessorizes.
Okay, cool.
I'm just realizing we have watched parts of this movie many times and never finished it.
Well, yeah, it's because it's almost impossible to watch.
It is
Is
deeply
it-
resistible to watch.
Is it one of your favorite movies? Does
It
it
is.
feel close to your heart? Because I have this, my genuine favorite movie is The Mummy. And
Oh,
it's just,
God,
it's
I've
so
watched The
deep
Mummy
in
so
my-
many times.
But it is so central to my personality because I got so into it immediately when it came out when I was 10. And like, it was all I would talk about for years. And like, my 6th grade yearbook quote is from The Mummy. And
What's the quote?
Oh no, I'm sorry. The quote is of myself talking about The Mummy. So the quote, it's a 6th grade.
Wait, hold
it's a
on, hold
picture
on,
of
hold on,
me.
hold on. Wait, hold up,
Okay.
hold up.
It's fine. So don't worry. It's a picture of me wearing like chandelier earrings and my dad's haircut. And the quote is, "Have you seen The Mummy? It's the best movie ever."
So you're encouraging.
I misunderstood the assignment. I thought the quote, I thought a yearbook quote was supposed to be something that you have said a lot.
That's better though.
That
That's what they
is
actually
so
should
much
be.
better.
Do you
That
guys-
is what they should
Other
be.
people should be able to pick your yearbook quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I think The Mummy's up there. I've probably watched The Mummy almost as much as I've watched The Fifth Element.
It's a
lot.
perfect movie. It's got something for everyone. But it is so close to my bone marrow that I can't watch it as a joke with anyone. And I can't like joke about it with anyone.
Oh, does
Yeah.
it hurt your feelings?
It feels like they're talking about my mom. Where
Yeah,
it's like,
totally.
I get that she's crazy, but I cannot.
You can't say
You
she's
cannot
crazy.
talk about this.
Don't talk about Brendan like
Because
that.
she gave birth to this movie, gave birth to me. Has there been a place that you guys have performed that you didn't expect to love so much, but now you love it because of how good the shows were? Or like somewhere that surprised you that you loved it so much?
There are so many places. at this point. But
Boise, Idaho.
in terms of man, I love Boise, Idaho.
I love
Woolies. Where's Woolies?
Oh, in Des Moines.
Woolies in Des Moines, Iowa is wonderful. There's a really good arcade bar right next to Woolies, and there's a karaoke bar 2 blocks over that no one goes to, which is perfect.
Heaven.
Yeah.
There are like some nights of tour that like get like gold plated in your memory, and that was one of them.
That's like a perfect tour story of like why you love some. Yeah. I love like the best shows of my entire life have been in like the most rural areas. Like I did a show at a college in Indiana. And
which one?
It was Purdue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I've never felt like such a rock star in my entire life. Like the crowd was so thrilled.
College shows, they're one of those crazy things that there's no middle ground.
Oh yeah.
It is either way better than anything you're doing currently, or you are playing at like a sorority party and like nobody's there yet.
Woof.
We had somebody.
Oh, we played
worst. Wesley in this one time.
We played Wesley in a basement, and someone interrupted the show. They interrupted the show in that there was enough people in the room that one person could interrupt the show to buy a shirt.
Your shirt?
Yes.
Oh.
And we were like,
They didn't come to the show.
I will not sell you this shirt because I'm singing right now.
It's nice that
we
it was
also had
your
people.
shirt.
Didn't somebody ask directions to it? Like somebody stopped us and like asked where a thing was
During the
and
show?
we're like, we don't
go
we
here.
don't know.
Oh.
We aren't students here.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
I'm a rock star. I'm being a rock star right
Can't
now.
you
My job
see?
is that.
You're going to college to avoid the future you see here in me.
Oh my God. I once did a show. I don't remember where it was, like in New Jersey or something, but it was during finals and the room we're in was like a multi-purpose room, and so like there were maybe 20 kids watching the show, but their eyes were just sort of like staring into the middle distance like they were worried. So it was this giant room. There's like 30 people there, and kids keep walking in to the room to study with like armfuls of textbooks, seeing that something was going on, and then walking back out. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Poor
I'm
baby.
sorry I'm bombing so that you can't succeed.
Neither of us are succeeding right now.
So this is just a museum of failure, this room. We're all doing it wrong. But
yeah. Every once in a while though.
It's true.
It's great.
Yeah. University of Arkansas. I just did a show there and I was like, wait, I think I might be a genius. I think I should treat people worse because I think I might be a perfect comedian.
That's how everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you're brilliant when
I
you
was
start.
Like, is it crazy if I hire an assistant to like
Can
iron my
Can
dog
I start
or
asking
something?
that nobody looks me in the eye now?
Yeah.
Is that after tonight?
You have to call her Miss Piss or she will she'll hit you. Not hard, but enough.
Yeah.
It won't hurt, but you'll be shocked. Can you put that on my writer? Oh my God.
When we're writing songs, there's an amazing thing that happens. I write like, because of the way that we write together, sometimes I walk up to Nick and like just sing something at him.
Oh my
like
God.
without any accompaniment. And when it's bad, there's like no way because you're singing and like it's horrible. One the most notable time was when I wrote an incredible song called Run Like a Weasel.
God, we're still talking about Run Like a Weasel.
Yeah, I'm never going to drop it. It's the best song ever.
I hope that you don't because it's amazing.
I feel like it's never gotten its day in the sun. But how crazy would it be if that was your biggest song? And you were like,
I know,
this
right?
song fucking rules.
And what?
Everyone loves it.
I think that it does roll, but alas, it will never have its day.
Is it
recorded.
about weasels?
It's like a revenge redemption song.
She's kind of on a tear this particular day.
Yeah, about like, you better run like a weasel.
For those of you not in the room, there's some finger wagging going on right now.
The neck is moving. That sounds perfect. And if you guys don't play that song at this festival, you're cowards.
It's true. It's true. Talk to him. But like, when do you have to do that? When you're writing?
That's exactly right. Yeah, because like at least at SNL, like it's all collaborative, and the way that you write something is that you pitch it to at least 1 to 500 people before you write it. Like you bounce it around with people.
Are there
first.
500 people?
No.
Okay.
Also, I
feels
imagine
that
it's
way.
not an easy laugh room.
Well, so like there's the main room where you like sort of sit up straight and are a person, but then like most of the writing gets done like in offices with 1 or 2 other people with the door closed. So you're like, what if it's like a rom-com about a brother and sister? And then like you can kind of feel it out with your friends as opposed to saying it in front of like
What if it's a skit about like
millionaires.
hula hoopers showing up at an alt comedy show?
That's really I mean, am I allowed?
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
take it, please.
I love that. It's like maybe it's like a local community board meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And it's like, this is the new underground scene.
Prop 81. Woo!
Yes.
Like, yeah.
It does feel like there's got to be a lot of wide shots for that. And it feels unfair to ask people to hula hoop on live television. That's like a lot of pressure. But
Well, there's a whole community that's ready. I'm telling you that.
good.
is this another thing that happens to you? Or for me, people tell me what I should write songs about all the time?
Oh my God.
Do people
my
do that to
family,
you?
when I'm like at a family party, and I don't talk much because I don't know how to be myself around the people I'm related to because they are very different. But they'll say something and then they'll be like, oh, watch out, Anna's there. She's gonna, oh, Anna, this is good for your sketches. And I'm like, no, you're all just like mentally ill and need to go to therapy. Like there's no sketch there. Do you understand? Like
No.
you just don't have any coping mechanisms and you're 60. So that's how you are.
The show
now.
isn't about sadness.
No, it's not. I mean, like there's a ton of sketches about people's parents, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of them. Not my parents, like my extended family.
The crystallization
But-
of age is real.
Yeah, it is. It happens. But I'm like an alien to a lot of my family, I think.
Are you kind of the one who like went to New York and did the weird thing? Is
Where are you
that
from?
I'm from Long Island, which is very close, but also like miles.
Very
like,
far.
Yeah.
a lot of emotional miles?
Life-wise is
Energetic
very far.
miles.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my cousins have jobs or babies or both. But it is kind of weird. I have a cousin who's a producer at MSNBC, so we have some stuff in common. We're just on different sides of unions. Where he's like, someone keeps trying to unionize this group, and I'm like, good. I know that's bad for you, but
Yeah.
But yeah, it is so tender to like pitch a thing because you're like, I'm pretty sure this is the best idea I've ever had. And like, I'm going to bring it to this person who I know is going to really like it because they are the most similar to me. And we work together and they're going to love it. And then they don't like it. And then it's like, well, either they're an idiot and there's no one I can work with. And like, I'm not right about anything because you didn't love this.
And then the spiral begins.
And I know for a fact that it's perfect. And then like 6 months will go by and I'll look at it again and be like, oh, that's terrible.
Not
Totally.
good.
I did
That's
that
not.
too.
Yeah. But it is like, I feel like sketches and songs are very similar because they're
Totally.
both like 3 to 5 minutes long, ideally.
Well, and you're taking this tiny moment fluff of an idea and then like turning into a cloud and hoping it floats. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of this.
I also feel like songs, they end the same way where it's either it just sort of peters out or there's like a huge hard.
Or it gets
Boom.
really,
Yeah.
or there's a real
Yeah.
kicker.
It's one final punch. Yeah.
Do you ever write a song and then at the end you just make it be a commercial for a product? Because that's what I do with sketches that don't have an ending.
Oh,
Where you're like, and then it's like, Snapple.
Snapple.
And then it's for like, oh, Northside elder facilities for your crazy parents. Do you ever do that for a song? You can do that. You can use that if you want.
every now and then I write a jingle.
Whoa.
But not an actual jingle for anything.
That's
But
not
like,
true.
I'll
You
be
wrote a
like-
great jingle for bacon.
I know. I have a dream. I have a dream like a Got Milk campaign, except it's just for like bacon.
I'm not gonna ask you to sing because that's insane. But
That's because it's bacon.
Now, just imagine the ad. It'd be like some kid eating mashed potatoes and be like, man, why are these mashed potatoes better than usual?
That's because it's bacon.
Boom, you're out.
Oh my God. You're giving that away for free?
I'm not joking. Here, so you know what you're talking about?
That's
coming up with a
perfect.
thing and thinking it's genius, and then telling the person that you know is going to also think it's genius. Yeah. So we literally came up with that. Was it at Thanksgiving or something? When were we?
No, but because we got like my grandma Beth to say like, let's because it's bacon.
Yeah, we got
She's the where's the beef for bacon.
Yeah, she's
Exactly.
essentially. But
So we came up with this and we were so excited about it, and we kind of half jokingly, half not sent this idea to like because we have like
to our publisher
who, like,
to be like,
that's his whole job.
Yeah, to be like, hey Dave, pitch this to Big Bacon.
And
the bacon farmers of America.
He was essentially like, are you joking?
But this is also another problem because a week before that we had gotten drunk and left him a voicemail saying that we actually wanted to buy the rights of the OMC song "How Bizarre."
You know how he dares you to buy the rights? Anyway, so we were joking
you want to know
about
the rest?
actually buying the rights, and we want to know
the
how much it was
rights.
gonna
Just as a bit.
just to see if we could
just
do
to
it.
see if we could.
I love that.
And he was not having that.
So he's lost our trust in us.
I
maybe
relate
2 strikes.
because I saw the Mamma Mia 2 twice in theaters because it's a perfect movie. And I asked my TV lit agent, so I was like, you need to figure out who wrote Punch Up on this script because there's insane jokes in it that like these Swedish guys, there's no way they wrote a joke, "Be still my beating vagina." That did not come from 2 Swedish men in their 50s or 60s.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that ABBA
No,
wrote the movie?
It's different Swedish
different
guys.
Swedes. Okay.
Yeah. But I was like, so someone
No,
clearly,
that's
some
like an Amy
comedian-
Schumer line in a fucking hotel room. Yeah, right.
like clearly Paula Pell or someone. I was like, you need to find out. But then in the same text conversation, I said, I need for you to find out if Andy Garcia has an open marriage. And then they didn't know if I was serious about asking them to find out who did Punch Up, which is like a hard thing to figure out, I think.
Do y'all not get credited for that?
I don't think so.
No, it's pretty
but they
fast
did
and
ask.
loose, yeah.
They were told that no one did Punch Up on it, and I was like, bullshit.
Don't believe it.
There's no fucking way.
No.
Wow,
There
I
was
was
someone
not.
with a vagina involved in that line.
Yes.
I gotta be honest. I was not gonna see that movie, but knowing that there's good jokes in it, maybe I'll
Dude,
go.
we can totally
what?
cry to that movie on
That
a
is
plane.
a perfect tour movie. Did you see the first one?
I did.
Okay. The plot is that it's ABBA songs.
Yeah.
White people on an island.
Yeah.
But they're all like the leftover songs. Because like ABBA songs are not universal. They're all about like voting or like
They're really specific.
shoes or it's not like
yeah.
love. It's like specific. So it's
My-
a movie of very specific songs.
My hesitance stems from the fact that I love musicals, but I have a really hard time with musicals that have been filmed.
Sure.
You know, like film versions of musicals.
Why?
Because it's that style of acting that works great in live theater, but then when you're watching a movie of it, you're like, your brain is in the I'm watching a movie, I'm expecting to see this
And
kind
you're
of
just
acting,
not
and
okay
then
with them
but they're
singing?
yeah, it was like I've tried to watch so because I love musicals. I've tried to watch so many like movie versions, and I've been bummed out like every time. Like I think I turned the producers off like 5 minutes into it, and I was like, I can't watch.
I would argue that Mamma Mia 2 is a good movie musical because the actors are good at acting the song. I don't know. It's very
Well, also you get the bonus there of it not having been a Broadway musical first.
yeah.
It's just the movie. So it's like
just-
Hairspray or whatever, where it was like the movie was the first thing, which is I think the only way that really lands is when it's not like the Broadway cast like filming on a soundstage.
Yeah. So I'm gonna watch Simply Irresistible,
Yes, and we're going
guys
to
are gonna
watch
watch
Under
Mamma
Siege.
Mia 2.
Mamma Mia 2, and Under
and
Siege.
Under Siege.
And then I will.
Write that.
I mean,
thing
are you
about
back in New York
Hoopers.
next week? Because we're flying to New York like literally
Oh,
tomorrow.
really?
So
Yeah.
That's great. I'll
we
be
could hit
back
a
in New
weird
York, but
showing.
I'll be working. Yeah. If
Yeah.
you will you be there next Saturday? Do you have a show?
we are. Do we? What? No, we leave Thursday.
No, we leave Thursday.
Oh.
Do
Should
you
we
have a show?
stay?
That's our first show. I was gonna invite you guys.
Maybe we should
Stick
just
around.
stay.
I mean, we'll stay if we can go to that.
Yeah.
Let's stay.
Okay.
Okay. Good. This is a thrill.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Or if you do leave Thursday, you can come watch us rewrite sketches all stressed out.
I would love
That's
to do
what just like eating Greek salads that are like a hard room temperature.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
Like
a
the chicken
toe
fingers
over,
this morning.
Yes, exactly. Like a toe over to warm.
Mm-hmm.
Salad. Okay, perfect. So
Okay.
either one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are cool and good.
Yeah.
You,
cool and
likewise. This
good
was
too.
So fun.
Yeah.
more fun than I was expecting.
Yeah. We
Thanks.
did it. Okay. And now it's over.
And now it is, in fact, over. Amelia, Nick, Anna, thank you so much for joining us here on the Talkhouse Podcast. And listeners, if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely make sure to check out the Sylvan Esso and Helado Negro conversation. You can find that on talkhouse.com or on our SoundCloud page. Also, Flock of Dimes came up in this conversation. There's a great conversation between Flock of Dimes and Y-Oak's Jen Wasner with Lower Den's Jana Hunter.
Definitely check out talkhouse.com as well as our Facebook and Instagram pages for backstage pics from this and other talks that we recorded at Life is Beautiful.
Thanks so much to Life is Beautiful and to Ronald Corso at National Southwestern Recording for hosting the Talkhouse. Today's conversation was recorded and co-produced by Mark Yoshizumi.
The Talkhouse Podcast theme song was composed and performed by The Range.
And before we let you go, listeners, very cool news. Talkhouse is now on Spotify. We picked 12.5 of our favorite episodes from the past and are now putting each week's new episode up on Spotify. Until next week, I'm Ellie Einhorn.
I'm Josh Modell.
Peace.
Toodaloo.